How you doing, guys? On today's episode of the Mick Tully Show for Woma Television, I'm with the one and only, the mastermind of... First of all, I don't know, should I call you a mastermind or should I call you a miracle worker? Because this is the 6th Wing Chun Gathering in the UK. But you Wing Chun guys don't get on with each other. But I just saw the banner there and it's got multi-lineage.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, how did you make this happen? Oh, by the way, this is Ade Rhodes. Oh, I'm such a professional, right?
It came about things like social media. You get a lot of people in social media who, because they're not looking at you eye to eye, will write whatever they want.
Oh, they have balls the size of the moon, yeah.
So I thought to myself, let's get rid of your face balls, as we call it, and we'll get you all talking face to face. That way we can forge friendships. You know, you can go away, you can all have a better understanding of what each other does.
Yeah.
As opposed to reading it and saying, that's not right, or you're doing it wrong. We can just sort of train one another, exchange ideas, have a good laugh, go out and have a drink after as well. Perfect.
And that's it?
Yeah, that's basically it.
And you're raising money for?
For Birmingham Children's Hospital. That's our chosen charity for the last 4 gatherings.
Right.
Because it's... everything I do for charity work, I do for kids. So the main one is Birmingham Children's Hospital. I know a lot of people who've been to the hospital.
Yeah.
It's done a lot of good for them. And it does a lot of good. They've got a lot of appeals on.
Yeah.
Such as cancer, leukemia, stuff like that. And we sort of thought, okay, we'll become that.
I'll tell you something. You want to go and get a bit of a stark reality check. Go in at visiting time to Birmingham Children's Hospital.
We went for a tour, and I'm going to be honest. Chokes in your throat, mate.
You're telling. You go in there and you go, right, and I'm upset about what? Yeah, you walk in there and you go out and you go, yeah, and your hand position's wrong, your pack size wrong, and you go, you guys need to grow up. You know, it's no good. It's no good.
Well, this is it. I mean, the Wing Chun world, you sort of, people can fall out easily over social media.
Oh,
when really, social media is nothing but what it is. Social media. It's not real. It's not really just me sitting here and talking to yourself.
Yeah.
You know, you can do. If this was social media, we'd be saying all kinds of things if you was typing things down.
Well, I've said this. It's one of the funny things about doing this show. It's funny because people always say to you, they'll come up and go, "You're a celebrity now, Mick. You're really famous now." And I go, "I'm famous on social media. That's like being rich at Monopoly."
Yeah.
It doesn't really work in the real world. You know what I mean? And it's great. But, you know, I'm not racing around Coventry in a top hat or a slipper. You know what I'm saying? Hey? You got it. So, some of the guys you've got. So, bear in mind, this is just an infomercial for next year.
Yeah.
So, tell us the calibre of the guys you got for the...
for this year, we've got Master Wong,
the man
who you spoke to earlier.
Yeah.
He's actually more see-through. He helps out when you want. He's an avid supporter of the gathering. He's given loads of support. He's done the 3rd one, the 4th one. He missed the 5th one out, and then he's come back to the 6th one.
Perfect.
People like Paul Smith. Paul Smith is a force to be reckoned with, mate. I tell you.
I tell you what, you watch Braveheart, you go, I'm scared of Scotsman. And then you see Paul Smith, and it's like, as I've said before, Paul Smith's that guy that I always say, if you don't believe Wing Chun works, I'll introduce you to Paul.
That's right.
Because, he's the real McCoy.
You see Paul Smith and you even think that Iron Brew tastes nice. That's how bad he is.
Yeah. Freedom!
But he's been a long time friend of mine, and he always he knows his stuff. He's a proper fighting sort of.
He's a tough guy.
Yeah, he's a tough guy.
Yeah, I was only chatting to him there last week, and
he's a strong bloke as well.
Super strong. Chatting away to him, and he was saying, "Yeah, I'm doing a lot more Kali now," and I was like, "Oh, it's great to hear you doing Kali." He goes, "Doing it 17 years," and you're like, "How do I not know this?" He goes, "I just do it." He just.
It's like that. If take for instance last night, I said, "Okay, Paul, we'll go for a drink tomorrow night." He went, "Yeah, but I'm training first." So he's got all the way from Scotland down to England, then to Worcester to train for 2 hours, and then he checks into his hotel. Wow,
he's a beast. He is a beast. He's a great guy. So who else? We've got Sam Quark, we've got Paul Smith,
we've got Dwayne Harper. Again, he's one of Alan Hall's guys. He's he wants to sort of bring Wing Chun into the fighting platform, put it into the competition platform.
Well, you see, this is it. We talked about this. We talked about this earlier off camera, but it's funny because Alan Orr, yet again, another guy redefining what Wing Chun, or redefining what position Wing Chun has in a martial artist's life, right? And another pioneer. You know,
definitely.
So you got a bit. How many fights tonight here?
I think we've got 7 actually. One stopped out. 7 fights tonight.
Is Master Quat going to be sitting up on like on a raised platform? Yeah, doing that. Because you know what? If so, I'm sure that I could be a villain.
That's the way forward, though.
That is the way forward. Again, you know, I tell you what, Samuel Quat is what you expect a grandmaster to be.
Definitely.
And that is the truth. You know?
Yeah,
if you haven't watched the episode yet, do.
He's got this certain regality about him, so he's very regal.
But that you know, again, that comes with. I know quite a few. I've been very fortunate to meet a few guys who have got to that level where they just, and again, it's that quiet confidence that you walk around and you're like, whatever you show this guy, he's seen before. Yeah, and he'll be gracious enough to go, oh, that's interesting. That's Danny No Santo 101, you know? You go, have you ever seen this? And Guru's like, wow, that's interesting. Then you find out that the guy you learnt it off, the guy he learnt it off was one of Guru's first instructors. Right. You know, that's how it works. And you've got Sean Rawcliffe.
Yeah, Sean's doing his set right now.
Yes.
Sean again. Sean and Paul. Well, Paul Smith is the only one to do every Wing Chun Gathering. He's done all 6.
Right.
Including the very first one, which was way back in 2013, that was in London.
Right.
He did that one. And then the following year I thought, well, I'll ask Sean Rawcliffe to do it as well.
Yeah.
And he came in, blew people away, because he's highly technical in his Wing Chun.
Yeah.
And he knows his stuff intricately. And he's great at conveying that. He's got a certain charisma and a teaching ability that can actually convey that across to a group of people as well. So
wow.
And it comes across really well. And I thought, well, if he can do that, then have him back every year.
Definitely. And I before we come up to this guy, just tell us a little bit about Sifu Nick Martin as well.
Sifu Nick Martin is a student of Master James Sinclair, sorry.
Another legit killer.
James Sinclair is the head of the UK Wing Chun Association.
Yeah.
There's 2 guys as well from locally who will probably come tomorrow, actually, Abid Mahmood and Zubir Khan.
Right.
They're all in the same kind of organisation.
Yeah.
And James has got this habit of knocking out really good exponents of Wing Chun who really know their stuff.
Yeah.
Previously we've had Mark Phillips, who is absolutely top notch.
Yeah.
He mixes his, well, not mixes, but he sort of adds his principles to BJJ and stuff like that, and he's again solid at what he knows. Nick Martin comes with Master Sinclair's sort of seal of approval, so I thought, why not?
Definitely. Yeah. And the only because I love this name. It sounds like the consigliere of like some mafia family. Yeah, it's like you go up there and say Don Sergio Ayatollah. Am I saying that right?
His full name is Sergio Pascal Ayatollah.
Do you know what? Now that is a name for a different type of movie. You know what I mean? That's, hello, ladies. Yeah, you can call me Pascal.
That's it.
Yeah, and you were telling me this guy's got an interesting story too, right?
He's got a very interesting story. I think he lives in Hong Kong. He's got a school he's got schools all over Europe, but his main headquarters are Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And I think he's Italian by nationality. But he does a lot of research in Wing Chun. He's one of these people that's travelled all around southern China, all around Hong Kong, training with all kinds of different masters and all kinds of different people, and does a lot of sort of intricate research into the origins of Wing Chun and the development of Wing Chun and everything else. So he's quite well known for that.
Yeah.
And he's got quite a good reputation for sort of conveying that across. So, and he doesn't do seminars that often.
Right.
That often at all. And I thought, well, he's agreed to do it, and I just went, what?
Yeah.
Sifu Sergio's agreed to do a seminar.
Get him in here. Get him in here now.
Sign me up.
And for the guys who are watching, and first of all, it's all levels. So if you're interested in Wing Chun, so you could be at the top, or you could just be some guy who's watched, like, just bought the box set of the Ip Man movies and thought, you know what, I can be Donnie Yen. You know what I mean? So
bit of a boom that's causing it. I mean, at the Ip Man movies.
Yeah, helping you guys out a lot, isn't
definitely.
it?
Definitely helping us out.
I'm waiting for a movie where, you know, like the main protagonist is slightly overweight, bald, not great martial artist, but superior comic timing, I'll give you that. Speech impediment, deaf in one ear. Is the niche getting smaller?
I'm waiting for that, but not the comic timing.
Hey, as I used to always say, literally only because I have to get it in, because he was easily one of the best Wing Chun guys I ever met. Was the late great Dave Carnell, Sifu Dave Carnell, right?
Sifu Kwok's mates, one of Sifu Kwok's students.
Exactly, right.
One of his first, in fact.
Yeah, and we were chatting one day, and he said, "How's your training going?" And I went, Sifu Dave, and I always called him, even though he wasn't my instructor, I always called him Sifu Dave.
Yeah.
I said, Sifu Dave, it's like this. I'm not even the best partially deaf JKD guy in the world, or in England, or even in this room right now. And he was going, that's a very narrow criteria. And I went, yeah, you better believe it. No. So how much does it cost for the weekend?
What, to come there for the weekend? It's £35 per day.
That's a no-brainer, right?
Or £65 for the weekend.
And that's open to everybody?
That's open to everybody, yeah.
So guys, if you want
that price has been the same for all 6 gatherings.
Wow. No inflation here.
Well, it is about the money. I do want to raise as much money as I can for charity, but it
has to be realistic too, right?
It has to be realistic too, yeah.
Right, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you a little bit about Ade Rhodes.
All right, okay.
You like this? How did you get into martial arts?
I got into martial arts because I was a kid and I was bullied. Wow, surprise, shock.
You weren't this size though when you were a kid, I hope?
I weren't quite this size, but I was a cute, chubby little kid.
Same here. Yeah, but all cute kids are chubby. I'm a cute, chubby man. Right?
The difference between me and you is you have the personality to call it off, man.
Yeah, trust me, the bullies.
I couldn't joke.
Yeah, but the bullies didn't like it either. They didn't like my humour. Yeah, my humour was basically looking at them and telling them I still hated you. Yeah, so they were like that and go, I don't care what you do, I still hate you. You're still a tramp. And I was like, yeah, they were whacking me, and I don't care. You're still a tramp. Yeah, I don't know. Your mum spends all the money on bingo, tramp. Boom, like that. Yeah, but you can beat me, but you can beat me mentally. That's right. Why I got into it. Yeah. So what was the first art you went into?
First art I went into was judo.
Really? Yeah. I can see you as a judoka, yeah.
Because it was the only one that held my attention. I had a very short attention span. So.
Wait a minute. You got a very short attention span. Training in an art.
Did have.
Yeah, training in art which you need an attention span.
Yeah.
So did Wing Chun help you with that?
Wing Chun, I mean, I come across it, it's like I found an unpolished gem.
Right.
And I was just sort of, wow. You know, and then one thing leads to another, and there was that many penny drop moments.
Yeah.
And then I thought, hey, hang on. Somebody picked on me and I used Wing Chun. I thought, I could fight in the street as well. You know what I mean? So that's where it went.
Yeah, and
I've got to be honest, I could probably fight before anyway, I just probably didn't know it, but
yeah,
Wing Chun said you can fight, believe it or not.
Yeah, opens up that door, doesn't it? So who did you first train with?
I first trained with a guy called Nick Smart.
No way.
In Stockport.
Nick Smart, Wing Chun.
Wing Chun, yeah.
TCHUN. Yeah, that was back in the days where you couldn't spell it, you know, it was like Wing Chun, Wing Chun.
You couldn't spell it TSUN, I think.
No.
That was copyrighted to Learn Ting, I think.
If this is going out in German, Entschuldigung. Ich sprach ein bisschen mehr Deutscher, aber Entschuldigung. Yeah, because you know what that is. I said sorry, right? Yeah, because they actually have the WT, so it's that's the whole thing, because he was like a leading light.
Do you know how that come about?
No, tell me.
The ducks, they didn't want it WC because they didn't want it water closet, like a toilet.
Wow.
That's how it come about.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you see when
the only thing went WT ton, so I don't need WC.
Wow.
Seriously.
That opens up so many possibilities for me to make jokes.
Allegedly,
but
anyway.
I'm not going to. Because Nick Smart was a real
Nick Smart was a good fighter, yeah.
Yeah,
he was a good fighter.
He had the Mick Tully haircut going on there for a while as well.
He definitely had the Mick Tully
haircut.
haircut.
Yeah, grass don't grow on a busy road,
That's
Nick,
right.
you know what I'm saying? And how long were you with him?
He used to say it was his solar panel for his sex drive.
Yeah. I used to say it's friction burn from the headboard, but that's a completely different thing, right? And how long were you with him?
I was with him for about 3 years because he used to train in. Did you read of Bay Logan?
Yeah.
Bay Logan used to have a little club in Birmingham called Leisure World.
Yes.
And that's where I trained with Nick Smart. Because I always remember that's where I first met a guy called Cash the Flash Gill.
I know Cash well. Cash is the man.
Cash is a great character, man. He's brilliant.
Cash, right? This is no word of lie. Cash the Flash.
The Flash himself.
He actually managed to get Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Undertaker to flap it because they went out. Do you know this story? No, this is a true story, right? Wait to hear this on camera. When we get Cash Gill, I'll get him in on this, right? So there was some awards ceremony, and you know, Cash is a very tall, wiry Indian dude.
Yes, that's right.
With a nose that knows it's been in a few fights, right? So you look at it and it's like, and you're like, wait a minute, let me see. It's like, it's brutal, right? And Cash was one of my favourite ever fighters. A friend of mine, Steve Donnelly, they call him Steve the Don Donnelly. I don't know. Do you know Steve?
Yeah. I know, yeah.
Short ginger dude, Thai boxer, awesome guy from Coventry, good mate of mine. That's how I was introduced to Cash Gill. And Steve actually rang me up and he went, "You won't believe what happened last night." And I went, "What?" He goes, "Do you know that the WWE, like this was before, you know, remember there used to be the WWF."
That's right,
yeah. And then the Pandas beat them.
The Pandas beat them.
The Pandas
sued them.
The Pandas sued them, yeah. And it's like, what have we got? We've got Save Pandas, or we've got like blokes in their underwear dressing, fighting each other. Let's stick with Pandas, right? So the WWE guys anyway were at the I think it was the Marriott or one of the big hotels by the NEC. And there was an awards ceremony and Cash Gill was getting a Lifetime Achievement Award there. And they went into the bar and all these wrestlers were in there and they're doing like the Undertaker's doing that thing with his eyes that I can't do, like, you know what I mean? But they're in there and they start throwing their weight. Yeah.
That's it. What?
All of that. And one of them budges Cash Gill. And then next thing he's like, "You what?" And they're like, "I'm the Undertaker." He goes, "Yeah." And it literally, it was like, let's sort it out.
I bet the Undertaker pet toes above him today.
Yeah, but who cares? Cash Gill's an act.
That's it, yeah.
Cash Gill's a legit man. Cash Gill kicks ass for fun.
Oh no, he does.
Yeah, he turns up and he goes, "I don't care." Yeah, that was amazing. So you met Cash Gill through him, right?
I met Cash Gill because he used to train his class before Nick Smart, and the bus I used to catch to Birmingham always used to get there 15 minutes early, and I always used to watch his class. And the once he asked me for 10p for the phone because he hadn't got no money, so I gave him 10p for the phone. I started talking to him. He was a great guy.
Oh, he's an absolutely great guy. Like when you mentioned Bay Logan,
yeah.
Right now I'm showing my age. 1986. So it's 1986.
86. Well, that was before I knew, I think. Yeah.
1986. Bill Superfoot Wallace is over doing this tour of seminars, and like I go there and I'm going, "This is great," you know. I'm shit with both of my legs. I can't kick anybody. I couldn't kick Ronnie Corbett. I couldn't beat up Ronnie Corbett, right? And it was like, oh, it's going to be more stretching than anything else. And I'm thinking, no, he's world middleweight kickboxing champion. I've got to see this guy in action. Go there and he's got like the whole Star Spangly thing going on. I'm like, this is brilliant. And I'm looking around the room and Bay Logan's there. And I'm the only guy in the room who recognises Bay Logan because, from the age of 13, I'm buying Combat magazine, and I'm like, wow, he's famous. He must be awesome. Trust me. I'll tell you who was better than him. David Carradine was a better martial artist, and Bay Logan's a bit of a star, in the Hong Kong movie world. I think he's a big deal now as well.
He's a big producer in Hong Kong.
He is a big producer, and do you know what? You're going to like this. We are going to go back on topic.
I spoke to him on the phone last week because
really,
Seafood Master Kwok's got this habit of just phoning people up and saying, "Here, speak to my student."
Really?
And I spoke to Donnie Yin, a guy called Joseph Cheng as well.
Yeah.
He was like old school, lost sort of Wing Chun guy.
Yeah.
Joseph Cheng lives in Fujian. I'm
yeah.
Oh God.
Hello. Right,
Hello.
Joe. Hey, Joe. What do you know?
I'm just like.
and Bay Logan, because that isn't his real name. I tell you what,
I've only ever known him as Bay Logan.
If you're watching and you know what Bay Logan's real name is, get in contact at Woma TV, right? Because the only thing I do know is Bay Logan isn't his real name, but the initials BL are for Bruce Lee.
Ah,
yeah,
okay.
You got it. And Bay, I'm only bringing this out now because I wrote a letter once to Combat magazine. Right? And I can't remember who I was issuing in a challenge fight, which is what I'm going to actually get onto, because we are going to get back onto topic now, because it can't just be me and you talking shite,
That's all right.
Were you in Wing Chun around the time of the challenge fights and, like Bob Sykes fighting?
Very, very early on.
Derek Jones.
I weren't sort of. I was just starting then. But did
you ever see any of the pictures of the footage of that?
I heard some stories about it, but
none of the stories were great, were they?
Yeah.
It was just like some guy from down south and some guy from up north with their shirts off.
And it's
I actually would like to
the old bare knuckle days.
Oh yeah, I tell you what, yeah. You look at that now and you're like, I can't even watch a gypsy match anymore.
No.
Yeah, I can only watch the parody gypsy ones. When
I've actually had a gypsy match.
I know you have. Well, this is what I'm going to lead on to. No, this is a great segue that I'm going to go in. You were actually training, and our dear mutual friend Warren Hunt was involved in this, because Warren asked me, was I interested in going down? And it was, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the official term was going to be, we were going to be cornermen or part of this guy's corner team.
Right,
And it was for a bare knuckle challenge match against the gypsy, right? It's in London somewhere, wasn't it?
It was actually in Dave Courtney's back garden.
He asked me, did I want to go? And I was like, I didn't even get as far as his back garden. I didn't even get as far as the front gate.
There's a guy called Andy Topcliffe who's bringing bare knuckle fighting into the, or trying to bring it into the mainstream.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm getting the guy ready at the moment for one. Yeah.
And Andy's he's a good lad, Andy is, and he was training this American guy called Jason Young.
Yeah.
Very American, very brash, very confident, very everything. And me, Was, and Seafood Kwok and everybody else go down to this pub just outside of Putney to meet up with these.
Samuel Kwok's with you as well?
Yeah. We walk into this pub, and this Jason Young is a rumour that he's pulled out. So he starts cursing in this pub. Me and Was look at each other and go, oh, it's going to kick off. And we were actually standing there thinking, right, this is it. We're going down. How many of them are we going to take with us? Because he ain't quite into sort of British pub culture, should I say.
Yes.
So.
And how did you meet this guy?
I met him through Master Kwok, actually.
You see, this is the thing that I do love. The more you hear stories about, Master Kwok, the more you realise that, this, just go out and fight.
Yeah.
It's the Wong Shung Long thing.
Yeah.
Your problem is, Samuel Kwok, you just have to fight more. And you're like that going, but that shit's true. And it's like, as you're saying that, because Warren told me, but as I said, the minute he told me, he goes, do you want to come down? It'll be, and I was like, if there's even the chance that it's going to be a rook, I'm not going. And he went, you'll be all right, they'll all be Muppets. And I'm like, I just don't care.
I said to this one chap, I said, it ain't too bad. He went, yeah, it ain't too bad to say I'm all surrounded by murderers and drug dealers, yeah.
But it sounds like it sounds like the greatest or worst joke, the opener to it. So there's a Chinese kung fu master, two Brummies or black country boys, should I say?
It is.
Yeah.
Black country lads, yams as well.
Yeah, completely different. They only sound the same to you guys. And an American.
And an American, yeah.
Walk
Well, there
into
was
a
two
bar.
other Americans. There was the other American, who was his supporters, had a beard like this.
ZZ Top, yeah?
He had a massive. He was only a young chap. His beard was out here.
Wow.
Look on my Facebook. There's a picture of me and this guy. So I said, I've got to have my photo took with you. Your beard's massive. And we're down in this sort of getting to Dave Courtney's back garden.
And before I've just got to grab you on this.
Go on, sorry.
Dave Courtney, right? Is it true that he has a mural? I'm showing my age here right now. I'm doing the old Hilda Ogden line. Is it true that he's got a mural on the side of his house of him?
Yeah.
As Saint George slaying a dragon.
Yeah. He's got murals all up. Murals. Murals.
I love the mural.
He's got murals all over the place. I've got to be honest, I do quite like his house.
Really?
Yeah, he's got a massive back garden. He's got a great big massive marquee with bale of ales in the back garden where he had the foot.
But you see, Wells told me about this because I said, "Is there a ring set up?" And he went, "It's going to be bales of hay."
Ale Bay.
Yeah, it's going to be like the Van Damme in AWOL.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, not the one where they're fighting in the squash court, but the one in the bale of hay, and not the one in the circle of cars. I was like, not for me. So, how did that fight go? Because obviously we've done all that. You want to know?
The fight went. Jason Young was doing really quite well actually. He was giving some good body shots. But I've got to be honest, Gypsy Boy McCrory. That says it all, really.
You don't go around with a moniker like Gypsy Boy McCrory unless you are a Gypsy Boy.
Yeah. He's a Gypsy Boy, and he's in fighting's in their blood, mate. Bare knuckles in their blood. I mean, I know because I've fought with a bare knuckle as well.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. I fought a few times.
Was that like a challenge match or just for the crack?
That's where they sort their arguments
over beer.
Sort their arguments out of that.
Yeah.
One of them was in the on the car park of a pub called the Red Lion in Sedgley.
Well, you see, this is the thing. The crack is it's all about half. Not about martial arts.
We just met up. We had a fight. That was it.
Because
shook hand at the end of it.
We also have a mutual friend who got thrown out. We won't mention his name. Who got thrown out of the Hells Angels for beating up another Hells Angel who's a mate of yours and a mate of Waz's as well. And they threw him out of that. What do you guys eat up here? He got thrown out of a clubhouse for beating up a Hells Angel, and they were like that because normally if you fight a Hells Angel, like they rat pack you, don't they? And they would jump on. But they were like, he was a prospect there.
Yeah.
And the guy, you know who I'm on about now, right?
So,
yeah. And they were like, we don't have a bylaw for this. We don't fight amongst each other. And they were like, do you know what? They were like that. It was like Sons of Anarchy. They were like, leave your cut at the door and don't come back.
That's it.
Yeah, and then it was like, he was telling me about it, and I was like, really? I said, but if you hadn't been part of that, what would that? He goes, oh, yeah, they would have, at the very least, put me in hospital. Yeah. And I was like, wow. What is it about you boys up in the Black Country loving the fighting and that?
Don't know, it's just the way we live, really. I mean, I was brought, well, me and was brought up in a rough area.
Yeah.
A place called the Wren's Nest, which is not too far from here.
The Wren's Nest.
And it's, you either learnt how to fight or you got beat up, basically.
Well, this is going to lead me on to something, and it's a bit of a, one of the, like, met Aid a few years ago at it was either a senior, it was a martial arts show.
T-Max or something.
Was it? And we met up. It was at Quacklin's, and Woz had done some training with me. Yeah. I knew of you, but I didn't know you, and vice versa and stuff. And we were there, and within about 5 minutes, I just was doing the Mick Tully show, having the crack, having you guys laughing.
The one thing you said, that stuck in my head, right? And he went, "There's a lot of dangerous people around here. Unfortunately, they're a danger to themselves."
It was exactly the truth. I still maintain that.
And I thought to myself, how bloody true is that?
Too right. Load of guys walking around. They're all walking around at DEFCON 1 like that.
That's it.
And I was like,
Scanning.
yeah, if I was you, I'd just go home and watch. Play Call of Duty
Right,
1. Yeah, and then, like, I looked at them, and this is one of the things that I've tried to do with martial arts is turn around and say to people, don't take it seriously. You're wearing a pair of pajamas pretending to fight your mate. Or you're wearing spandex and you roll around the floor with another man and you're not gay.
That's it.
How can you take this seriously? And then it's like, I want to know if it works for real. And I went, I had one guy who came in and he said, but what if it all goes down? I'm really worried. And I went, you're 38 years of age and you live at home with your mum. Dude, come on, please. What's going to happen? But it's that whole reality, because you've seen both ends, and yourself when it's fighting, art goes out the window.
Definitely.
The martial arts training gives you the mindset to be able to just do the madness, right? So one of the I
always used to say art goes out the window and heart comes into it. That's the when you're having a real fight, that's the difference.
That's profound shit.
One's art, one's art.
Yeah. If there was one art that you could do, right, that was obscure, what would it be?
Oh God, I don't know. An obscure martial art.
Yeah. Have you never ever heard of Sin Anju? Have you ever seen the movie Unarmed and Dangerous?
Oh, Chun Ade, you mean? That's what Remo Unarmed and Dangerous, mate. That's what you're on about.
I know Sin Anju.
You're about the old guy who goes, shoo.
Yeah, walking on, You never do, Scarlet Ribbon. 3 on 3 on 3. That's in the books, man. That's in the books.
Yeah.
That is a movie begging to be remade.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think if you're talking obscure martial arts, Systema. That's quite an obscure martial art.
Yeah, in communist Russia.
You can also, I mean, there's a lot of stigma about it these days, about it being a bit of crap, but if you look closely at some of the stuff they do, you probably see a bit of effectiveness there.
But a lot of effectiveness. Guru Dan actually trains in Systema.
Yeah.
And I get this all the time where people go, you put stuff up about Systema, it's really bad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you've got to remember, I love Guru Danino Santo, and I'm sure the guy he's training with is legit.
Yeah.
But when I see that fat dude doing the...
That's it, turning and just...
You see that stare that I'm dropping, watch. Your heart will stop beating now. Yeah, I just don't see it. I need to put a few more pounds on. My favourite, that's the one, right? Yeah, I like that one where you know when you see the guys.
Up soon.
You know the guy who does the Dimax. Whenever you see anyone on you ever see them and you go like that, you go death touch. You're the one who's nearer death than me, dude. This guy looks like Elvis before he took the old swan dive off the toilet. You know what I mean?
There's quite a few out there, and if you think it's just little things like that sort of give the rest of it a bad name, you know.
But but that's one way of looking at it, and then the other way is the great thing about shit. It makes steak taste really nice. You know what I mean? So you look at it, you go like that. You walk around, you go, McDonald's. Do you know what? My wife's cooking doesn't taste that bad anymore. You know what I'm saying? Annie, if you're watching, I'm joking. Come on, do I look like a guy who doesn't eat well at home? You know what I mean? So, hey, what's the future for you?
I've got to carry on developing this kind of the gathering. I'm trying to sort of give the guys a platform to sort of explore the competition side of it.
I'm still waiting for my invite, because if Master Wong, famously was there, and I was like, I looked at him, I went, Master Wong, I'll go. I'm just going to go see Ade, and I just want to see Master Wong beat up that guy with the highlighted hair. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to see that, and I thought, if Master Wong's here, the next step has to be Mick Tully.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'll just do some really bad Wing Chun from the JKD, apologise profusely, tell some dirty jokes, and out the door.
We'll get you in, mate.
There you got it. Now everyone's got to be here next year. You see how I use this vehicle to get myself some work. Tell me, what was Master Wong like, man?
Master Wong was like a big bunch of energy. He was so enthusiastic, charismatic. Well, I'll come back to the charismatic bit in a bit. And he was he was just mad. He was just erratic.
He's ace, man. Well, you know when you were on about going back to the charismatic bit, tell me why. Because I have my own theory, but you go first.
Right, okay. He's not everybody's cup of tea. If you see the Master Wong videos, you've got to half expect bad language.
Hey, Master Wong will fuck your dog. Sorry, apologies for that. But when you heard Master Wong, you knew that there was a dog going to get fucked soon, right? That's how that shit works, man. And it's great. It's like, everyone's like, yeah, because I've got a preemptive on this one. A friend of mine, right, who will remain nameless, said, went up there, it was awesome. He goes, but Master Wong went off. He went deep. Yeah. And I was like, what? He went, yeah, he went off deep. And I went, how deep? And he was like, I can't even tell you. And I went, he goes, I was shocked. And I went, being upset with Master Wong swearing and being mad is like being mad at a fish for being wet. Yeah. That's what he does. He's mad.
I mean, when he done it, I mean, live, his swearing's even worse.
Is he?
Mind you, he was a genius. He did turn around and he made one phrase and he says, keep your friends close, but your enemies up your arsehole. And I thought...
That's lost in translation, right?
Hang on. And then he goes to his little stall that we set up for him and he's got a cup with that exact same thing.
That's a genius, man.
He's got his cup on it going. And I'm thinking...
Product placement.
I read it, went, keep your friends close, but your enemies up your arsehole. And I thought...
You were the man.
Wow.
He was unbelievable.
I had James Sinclair was in that day, also Gary McKenzie.
Jesus!
Gary McKenzie had just done a set, or to do a set, sorry. And James Sinclair was just there to support his two students, Abid and Zubir Khan. And James pulled
I would love to be able to see that, his face.
He went, you could have curtailed his language. I went, James.
Curtailed, man.
I went, James, I'm very sorry, mate, but if he's watched Master Wong, that's what's expected. He went, well, I'm sure you could have curtailed his language. And I thought, oh, he's upset James Sinclair.
Just there. You keep your friends close. I don't know, keep your friends close, but your enemies up your
but that ain't the worst thing he said. He said loads of other things worse than that.
This is awesome. This is comedy gold.
He turned around to the whole group and he went, I'll do whatever you want. What do you want me to do? And I'm thinking, oh dear, this opens a great big plethora of language, this does.
I'm just digging graves.
And he turned around and said, I'll do whatever you want. I am your bitch. And I thought, oh, I know where this is going. And then he went, you can put the ass if you want. And I went, oh my God, he didn't just say that in front of 100 people, did he?
Wow. But yeah, but you see this.
He didn't. He got away with it.
Yeah, but you see, you know when people say, I've had this where we were actually going to, myself and Al Pearson were going to we were going to host him and Barry the Blender Henderson.
Oh right. Yeah.
Off the internet. We were going to host them, and everyone was like, but why? And I went, 'cause it's Master Wong. And they went, is he that mad? And I went, let's put it this way, this guy's really charismatic. Yeah. He's way more charismatic than I am in Cantonese. And that's the way I look at it. Aid, do you know what? We're going to have to wrap this up.
No problem.
But do you know what? If nothing else, this is a pretty good indication of the sort of vibe that you're going to get at the gathering if you turn up, right?
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah. Anyway, Aid, thanks, brother.
Thanks,
Look at the size of this guy's hands.